What's going on, everybody? Blake here. Welcome back to the channel. If y'all are new, thanks for showing up. If you're old, thanks for coming back. And I got some more NFL player props for y'all here today on PrizePicks. We're going to take a look at the the whole Sunday slate, not for any game in particular. Got a ton of picks. I think we got like 8 picks we're going to run through. So I found a bunch of good value on the board. We're going to run through it all, trying to keep everybody all day. We won't waste no time. Let's get into it. If y'all are new to PrizePicks, use this promo code that you see right here down below. Get yourself signed up. Get your first deposit instantly matched up to $100. So take advantage there. Free money. First pick we got on the board today. It's going to be your boy Kelsey. Anytime touchdown. Pretty easy there. Pretty plain and simple. I'm not going to waste too much time going over the stats on that one. All right, second pick we're going to be taking a look at is going to be Tank Dell, over 3.5 receptions. I think this is pretty good value right here as well for Texans going up against Pittsburgh. Take a look at this right here. DK's got -120 to go over, so a little bit of juice there. Like I said, going up against Pittsburgh, their defense, pass defense, is kind of middle of the pack. As you can see, only time he didn't hit this was week 1, but since then, he's actually hit this both times, 7 and 5 receptions. We took Robert Woods last week, but actually in these last 2 games, Tank Dell has gotten more targets than Robert Woods. I think you could go either way. They're both set at 3.5. I think it's a good shot either way with how much CJ Stroud throws the ball. But just with how things have been going, you've got to just kind of ride this wave right now because that's where the momentum swings. But either way, I think it's fine. I'm going to take Tank Dell over. Like I said, Stroud is throwing 40, little over 40 pass attempts per game. So that's why I say you could go either one because the volume, you could go either one comfortably on volume alone. So I'll take the over on that against a Pittsburgh defense. All right, we'll get on to pick number 3. It's going to be old Swifty here. So they've currently got his rush yards set at 65.5. And love the over here. This dude's averaging 6.8 yards per carry. He's second in the league in rush yards, averaging almost 7 yards per carry, going up against a Washington Commanders team that gives up the 6th most yards per carry. And this dude's way up there in rushers in the league. He's doubled this, as you can see here. He has doubled this at least in both games, almost tripled it. Almost tripled it in one of them. So for it to still be sitting at 65.5, Philly should have a nice, comfortable lead, end up running the ball as much as they can in the second half. I see a lot of this coming in the second half. So give me the over there on Swift. Next one we're going to be taking a look at is Keenan Allen, and it's going to be the over on his fantasy score. So they've got Keenan Allen's fantasy score set at 18.5. It's pretty high. It is pretty high, but hear me out. He has hit this with Mike Williams the last 2 weeks with Mike Williams in the game. And as we all know, Mike Williams is now out. Like I said, we take a look at the graph here, at the chart, and he destroys this line the last 2 weeks. Absolutely kills it. The last 2 weeks, Keenan Allen has seen 10 and 20 targets. That's not going to go anywhere. Herbert's going to continue to sling the rock and find this man. Give me the 18.5 fantasy score right here on the over, especially up against the Raiders, who's not anything special on pass defense either. So pick number 5 is actually going to go. We're going to hop over to the first half category, and it's going to be Russ, and we're gonna ride with Russ here in the first half, taking the over on his 8 fantasy score. So take a look at the history here on this one. A little bit of stats. Chicago is who our matchup is this week with Russ. As you can see, kills this line all 3 first weeks, even dipping into the end of last year, but we don't care about that. All 3 weeks this year going against the Raiders, the Commanders, and the Dolphins. Now we get Chicago, who just has a hard time getting anything going on offense. All right. Chicago's offense has a hard time getting anything going at all lately. So we're going to take over here. Chicago's giving up the 4th most passing yards, the 2nd most yards per attempt, 7th most completion percentage. So they're bottom 5 and at least bottom 10, if not bottom 5 in all 3 of those categories. And they're last in sacks, only getting 1 sack in the first 3 weeks of the season. So Russ should be safe in the pocket, should be able to get comfy pretty quick, and I think come out slinging with some success here in the first half. So this should be, I think it'll be a closer game though. So that's why the full game, I think things are really going to slow down in the second half. So I think that's why first half here is the way to go. All right, so for pick number 6 here, we're going to hop back over into the full game category. It's going to go back into the Kansas City game, and it's going to be Chris Jones. They got him at 3/4 of a sack. I like the over on this as well. This is another one that we're not going to go too much into. Chris Jones is a beast going up against Zach Wilson, who's ass, and it's just that simple. Hit this in both games that he's played already this year. Obviously, he didn't play week 1, played the last 2, and has cleared this line in both games. Now against New York Jets offensive line and quarterback that don't know what the fuck they're doing, then give me the over on that all day. He's going to eat him up. Wouldn't be surprised if he doubles this line in that game. All right, here we go. Rounding this thing off. Pick number 7. Getting to the end here. It's going to be Captain Kirk over 18 fantasy score. We already hit our slip, but it's going to be Captain Kirk here over 18 fantasy score. And take a look at the graph here. Check out the history. Some stats on this one really quick. Going against Carolina. Kirk Cousins is leading the league. As you can see, again, another one that destroys this line all 3 weeks. Barely skated by in week 1, but since then, absolutely killing this. So Kirk Cousins leads the league in pass attempts and completions. He is 4th in yards per attempt, 2nd in passing yards, tied for 1st in passing touchdowns, 3rd in QBR. I mean, this dude is top 4 at worst, given those stats I just read off. If not first, he is top 4 in the league at worst, and most of those are volume, just pass attempts and completions, touchdowns aside, and even QBR aside, just pass attempts and completions alone will get him there in this. And then, like I said, in 1st in passing touchdowns on top of that, I don't think Carolina is going to be the ones to stop the Captain Kirk train. So give me the over on him all day. So for our last and final pick here, it's going to be same game, other side of the ball, Bryce Young on his pass attempts of 32.5. We're going to take the over on this as well. We're going to all overs here today. Like I said, I think there's really good value all over the board. Missed last week, of course, with an injury. I think it was his ankle, but he's back now. First 2 games that he did play, clears this line. And now, like I said, going against Minnesota will keep it a shootout. Bryce has already cleared this line in both games, already said that. And on top of this, Miles Sanders is questionable this game. He may or may not play. All the more reason to sling the rock here. DK has this -120 on the over. Carolina should most certainly be playing from behind, and this is not going to be one of those games where they can try and control the clock. This is going to be a game of keep up, and I just don't know if the completions are going to be there, but I most certainly think the pass attempts will absolutely be there. Putting up 38 against Atlanta, and like I said, Minnesota is one of the most high octane, fast-paced teams, and just makes something happen on any given play. So I most certainly think Carolina's going to be playing from behind. Bryce Young is going to have to sling the rock to try and keep them in this game. So it's going to be the 8 picks. Yes, 8 picks right there. So let me know what y'all think. If y'all aren't in the Discord, hop in the Discord. If y'all are not subbed to the channel, do that. Turn that notification bell on. Like the video. Leave a comment for me in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're running with. Besides that, good luck, everyone. Later. I'll catch y'all next time.